Have you ever wondered how to sound smart and intelligent at work? Well, if you have clicked on the right video. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 simple ideas on how to sound more intelligent and confident at work. Now, make sure you stay till the end, where I'm also going to share with you the top 3 most mispronounced words in English. February. That is so hard to say. I'm Cara Ronan, and I created this channel for emerging leaders just like you to help you build your visibility and influence and unlock your leadership potential. Now, if that sounds like something you want to learn about, then make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. And don't forget to download the Leadership Evaluation Toolkit from my website. It's a free 35-question self-assessment to see where you stand as a leader. The link is in the description below. So let's get straight into the 5 communication strategies I'm going to share with you in this video. Strategy number 1 is to get to the point quickly. So I'm sure you've been in a meeting at some stage with a rambler. So somebody who keeps on talking and just doesn't get to the point. You don't want to be a rambler. What happens when you're a rambler is people will lose interest. They will get distracted and your message will get diluted. This will not help you come across as somebody who is intelligent and confident. To avoid being a rambler, you need to do this. Identify one main point. What is your key message that you want to convey? Get clear on this, and your communication during meetings will be much clearer, and as a result, people will think that you are intelligent and confident. Strategy 2 is use numbers for multiple talking points. So sometimes during a meeting, you'll have a number of points that you want to talk about. Now, you need to convey these points clearly to your listener and make sure that they're easy for your listener to follow in the conversation. If you don't convey these multiple talking points clearly, your listener will become confused. You, as a result, will look like you are confused about what you're saying as well, and you will lose impact and you will lose influence in that meeting. Remember, your message might be clear in your mind, but if it isn't communicated clearly, if your listener doesn't understand what you're saying, then it isn't effective communication. So what is an example of using numbers for multiple talking points? Well, this is something you could say. I believe that XYZ issue is important for us to talk about. So I'm going to share 3 ideas on how we can handle this issue. So the first idea is, the second idea is, the third idea is. So this structure will help your listener stay focused in the conversation, and it will help you as a speaker to stay on point with what you're talking about, which in turn makes you appear more intelligent and more confident. Strategy 3 is to use simple vocabulary. So a big mistake that a lot of emerging leaders make when it comes to their communication is they try to use big words. They try to use complicated words and very technical words in the hope it's going to make them sound more intelligent and more confident. But in reality, what it does is it alienates you from your listener. In order to connect with them, you need to be able to use vocabulary they can understand, they can relate to, and using technical, complicated vocabulary will not help you achieve this. Communicating to impress isn't effective, but communicating to be understood is. So if you communicate using simple vocabulary so your listener understands you, this will make you appear more intelligent and more confident. So how do you use simple vocabulary? Well, there are 2 things you can do. The first one is use simple words instead of complicated words. And the second is use short sentences instead of long, drawn-out sentences. So to give you an example of what a complicated sentence you should avoid sounds like, listen to this. I've perused your email message that comprehensively outlines the most effective ways in which we should address the procedure we currently use for onboarding new clients. This is really complicated. It's really drawn out. It's using a lot of complicated and unnecessary words. Instead, you can simply say to the person this: I read your email about how to deal with client onboarding. Short, clear is what makes effective communication, and it makes you sound more intelligent. Strategy number 4 is don't disguise statements as questions. Now, this is more focused on helping you sound more confident. So one thing I've noticed with my clients, especially those who are on the introverted side, is they will disguise their statements as questions. And it might sound something like, wouldn't it be better if we held the event next month? Or don't you think we should hold the event next month? Instead of having conviction with their opinion, with their idea, they ask the other person what they think. What this does is it tells the listener that you are seeking approval for your idea and your opinion. Now, this is not a confident way of communicating. Instead of disguising your statements as questions where you seek approval, I want you to be more assertive and be more confident with your communication. Now, the way you do this is you need to be more direct with your ideas and more direct with your opinions. So here are some examples. I think, I believe. How I see the issue is, I'm going to tell you how I think we should address this problem. Using these examples, they will help you sound more intelligent and more confident in your communication. Strategy 5 is pronounce your words. So clear and correct pronunciation is incredibly important when you want to sound intelligent and also confident. But pronunciation is often overlooked. Most people are more concerned about what they're going to say, what words they're going to use, rather than how they're going to convey your message. But for your listener, what is more important is how you convey your message, not what you say. The most common pronunciation blunders happen because people talk too fast. Perhaps it's because they are nervous. Perhaps it's because they are stressed in the conversation. This quite often happens during business meetings, and they start talking fast. Their words start to merge together and blend together, and it's difficult to understand what is the beginning and the end of each word. Therefore, your overall communication sounds muddled and it doesn't come across clearly, and it doesn't help you sound confident. It also makes it hard for the listener to understand what you're saying, which could cause them to think that you aren't very intelligent. So how can you ensure that you have good pronunciation when you communicate? Well, there are 4 things you can do. The first is to slow your speech down. Take it down to a level that is comfortable for you and also where your listener can understand what you're saying. The second thing you can do is pronounce each word. So in slowing down your speech, this will give you the time to pronounce each word clearly and correctly. The third thing you can do is to pronounce each syllable. So syllables are really important to help you give emphasis to certain parts of words. So you need to pronounce those clearly and correctly so your listener understands what you're saying. And the fourth thing that you need to do is to move your mouth. So a lot of the time when people are sounding mumbled, it's because they don't move their mouth. They don't use their tongue or their mouth enough to pronounce the words clearly or properly. So you need to practice moving your mouth so they come out clearly and correctly. Okay, so we are now going to talk about the top 3 mispronounced words in the English language. Now, what are they? The first one is February. Does that sound correct? Does that sound incorrect to you? February, as in the month of the year, the second month of the year, is not correct pronunciation. The correct pronunciation is this. February. February. That is so hard to say. February. There we go, I got it. So in a sentence, this would sound like, let's book the event for February. Okay, the second mispronounced word in the English language is library. So library. Does that sound correct to you? Does that sound incorrect? Library, the way I'm pronouncing it right now, it is actually the incorrect pronunciation of the word. It should be library, not library. I'll give you an example. She's studying in the library, not she's studying in the library. And the third most mispronounced word in English is mischievous. Is that correct? Is that incorrect? It is actually incorrect, that pronunciation. The correct pronunciation for the word is mischievous. Notice the emphasis is going on a different part of the word. Instead of mischievous, like I said at the beginning, which is incorrect pronunciation, you need to pronounce it mischievous. Mischievous. That is the correct pronunciation for the word mischievous. As in, his grandson is mischievous. So there you are, the top 3 mispronounced words in the English language. Now, I'd love to know in the comments below from you, do you mispronounce these words just like I did, or do you use the correct pronunciation of these words? Now, I have to admit, this was a learning experience for me. I actually did not know that February was pronounced as it is, February. I would always say February. So that was a learning experience for me. I learned something new in creating this video for you. So I hope you learned something new as well, and if you did, let me know in the comments below which was the mispronounced word that you learned. So I hope you enjoyed these 5 communication strategies to help you sound more confident and intelligent at work. If you did enjoy these and you want to see more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next week.